Am I wrong for calling my husband a good father, even though he refuses to be involved in my stepdaughter's life, despite paying child support? This is a throwaway account because my friends and family know my real name. When my husband was in his early 20s, he got a girl pregnant. They had been casually dating in college and had many mutual friends. He didn't want to be a father and told her that, but she was determined to keep the baby. He supported her through the pregnancy, but made it clear that he didn't want to be involved. He even wanted to renounce his rights, but ended up with an agreement where he pays child support without any visitation or involvement in parental decisions. Now, the girl is 12 years old, and he's never met her and doesn't plan to. I met him 8 years ago, and we've been married for almost 7. He told me about his biological child early on, and I was, and am, fine with it. It's sad that the child came into the world under those circumstances, but I don't think he was wrong for choosing not to be involved. We now have a 5-year-old son, and my husband has always been amazing to me. He was wonderful during my pregnancy and the birth, and he's been a great father to our son. I think he's an excellent dad and husband. The issue started when 2 of his friends married their college girlfriends, who were mutual friends with his biological daughter's mother. On 3 separate occasions, when I said my husband was a good father, one of them made snarky comments like, "Yeah," to only one of his children. At a birthday party for one of their kids, I was talking with another mom about how having a supportive spouse makes parenting easier. The hostess loudly chimed in, if only the mother of his other child had the same. I confronted her privately, expressing that I was tired of her and the other friend's disrespectful comments about my husband. I told her she didn't have to invite us to events if she didn't want to, but it was rude to continuously insult him as a father. She responded by saying she initially liked me, but she found it distasteful that I kept praising my husband as a good father when I knew about his past. She said she would always correct me because she felt it wasn't right that he got away with what he did and now gets to play the happy family with me and our son. The conversation got heated and we left. Later, the other mum texted me to say she agreed with the hostess and that I was horrible for marrying and having a child with a deadbeat and for praising him as a good dad. I have no doubts about my feelings. My husband has been great with our son and with me. However, I never considered how my words might be insensitive to his biological daughter and her mother, whom I've never met. So, am I wrong for calling my husband a good father? Should I stop saying it? Update 1 month later. After receiving feedback from Reddit, I realized people were concerned about my husband's biological daughter's well-being, and I was advised to cut ties with the woman who made the comments and to talk to my husband about what was being said about him. I spoke to Tim about it, and he decided to speak with his friend, John, about his wife, Jane's behavior. We learned the truth behind Jane's actions. It turns out that Jane had an unplanned pregnancy while still in college, and John wanted a termination, but Jane didn't. They had a miscarriage early on, and although they never told anyone about it, it became clear that Jane was still harboring resentment toward John for his stance on the pregnancy. Since we had our son, Jane has been projecting her unresolved feelings onto Tim. John confronted her after Tim spoke with him, and they had a big fight. As a result, John is now staying with us, and we're hoping they can work things out. The most important part of the update: after their fight, John reached out to Tim's biological daughter's mother, Sai, and asked her to stop fueling Jane's irrational feelings. Sai then contacted me for the first time on social media. We ended up talking, and she reassured me that she had no interest in causing any drama, and that she wanted to make sure I knew she wasn't involved in the issues with Jane. After further discussions, we ended up having a video call with Tim, me, Sai, and her husband, S. They shared that they had wanted Tim to officially adopt Ellie, but their main obstacle was that they didn't want Ellie to lose her college fund and trust fund, which Tim had set up for her. We decided that Tim will renounce his paternity, and S will adopt Ellie officially. Ellie will keep her trust fund, and Sai and S will decide how to explain the money's origin to her. This process will take some time, but we're all on the same page now, and Tim is relieved. Sai and S are happy with the decision, and we hope that we can all move forward in a way that's best for Ellie.